White people don't come onto the internet and start crying and moaning when you get kicked out of black businesses. And then you ask why, and they say, because we don't serve your kind here. I don't want to hear about it.
Hey beautiful people, how you all doing today? It's your girl Destiny here, and welcome back to my channel. How have you all been? Hope you guys are doing great. So there's this conversation that is going on about the President of the United States, Donald Trump, rolling back segregation in federal states. And this has struck an entire conversation of people. So the human rights part of segregation is not being touched. You are not allowed to segregate. But I think that, correct me, my American people down in the comment section, but removing the EDI, correct me if I'm wrong with that, the EDI in the US also has trickled down to the federal government, saying that, you know what, people can segregate if they want to, and nothing is going to happen. Anyway, so a creator is going to break everything down, which for me, it just really seems like, why is Donald Trump trying to take the entire US back in the days, when unfortunately not the time different, and even the way people move, people mindset are really different from back in the days. Clearly this man is stuck in back in the days. So in this video, we're going to hear white people's response to this segregation claim, which we're going to see some creator break it down for us. But we're going to hear white people's claim to it, what they think about segregation coming back to the US and what they think. So let me know down in the comment section, do you think white people are going to strive if segregation comes back to the US? Let me know your own take down in the comment section. So let's go check out this video, people's response to this segregation thing, and then we'll come back and talk more.
If you're confused about what's going on with Trump's executive order on segregation, let me explain. Although Trump did sign an executive order to remove a prior ban on segregation, the Civil Rights Act of 1964 is still in place, which means it is still illegal to segregate a protected class. However, the reason this is such a huge deal is because the federal government is in charge of enforcing the Civil Rights Act and investigating civil rights violations. By Trump signing this executive order, he is making it loud and clear that the federal government does not intend to do their part in enforcement or investigation. Effectively, what he's done is made it known to businesses that they don't need to abide by the Civil Rights Act because the government won't enforce it. Several federal agencies, like the Department of Homeland Security and the National Institute of Health, have already begun issuing notices to employees advising them not to consider the prior ban on segregation going forward. While this is only one of the countless attacks on DEI that Trump has made, the potential impacts of this order are vast and frightening, especially considering the history our country has with segregation.
Whether or not you believe that Donald Trump is racist no longer matters, because his policies reveal deep racist sentiments and create codified racism. And now Donald Trump has repealed LBJ's executive order barring racial segregation. Donald Trump is bringing back segregation. And regardless of whether or not you think that in his heart he is racist, he has continued to embolden racist, white supremacists, and codify racial segregation. That is a problem that we haven't seen in over 50 years. He is inflaming racial sentiments. He is instigating white supremacist and Christian nationalists. So whether or not Donald Trump himself is racist no longer matters, because he is the first president to reinstitute segregation federally in over 50 years.
White people don't come onto the internet and start crying and moaning when you get kicked out of black businesses. Okay? I don't want to hear it. When you walk into an establishment that's owned by a black woman or a black man, and they say, no, I'm sorry, you're going to have to leave. And then you ask why, and they say, because we don't serve your kind here. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to see your tears. I don't want to see the police being called. I just don't. I'm not here for it. Because I don't feel sorry for you. In fact, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch. So if you still stand for Donald Trump and his little stunt on wanting to bring segregation back, perfect. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? So you walk your ass into a black establishment, and the moment they look at you and they say, hey, white girl, hey, white boy, skedaddle, you got to go. Don't come crying.
Hi, I need to know what bathroom I'm supposed to use during segregation. It's come to my attention that Trump has rolled back segregation. You're allowed to segregate bathrooms, restaurants, whatever you want now. So, there are a lot more biracial beauties now, and people like me pass for Italian, Greek, Latina, all the things. So, are we gonna have bathrooms by different ethnicities? It seems like you really only have an affinity for black people. So is it going to be colored and then everybody else gets to use the same nice pristine bathrooms, or how is it going to work? It doesn't matter, Trump. Whatever you do, roll it all back. Black Americans will not be protesting. Nope, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do. You want us on the front line of the protest like it was for BLM. You expected to be able to shoot us dead in the street, call martial law, and it's not going to happen. Roll it back. I need to know what bathroom you expect me to pee in.
Segregation is no longer illegal. Dude, when are people going to realize his idea of making America great again is de-evolving us? Like literally. He wants more manufacturing. That was the industrial age. We are in the technological age now. We've moved on. He wants to go back, and that's very clearly visible as Trump made segregation not illegal in federal contracts and is blaming it on DEI. Dude, that's just straight up racism. And before MAGA says it's not, segregation is racist. It's racist.
You know what I think is a little bit funny is people who look like me, they understand the concept of malicious compliance as it relates to things that they can wrap their head around, right? Like a Christian wanting to put a Bible in a classroom, they can very easily be like, oh, well, if we're bringing religion into schools, then I'm going to bring my satanic Bible in, or I'm going to bring my Torah in, because if we're including Christianity, we have to include all religion, right? They understand that form of malicious compliance, but they have a harder time wrapping their brain around malicious compliance as it relates to like racial segregation, because I've seen a lot of black people that I follow being like, either jokingly or non-jokingly, like, yeah, segregation's coming back, baby. I can't wait until I have like a black only school where my children won't experience racism and I can open up my own black only bar and no one will feel creeped out or experience like microaggressions while they're just trying to have fun. And then I hope well-meaning white people in the comments will be like, but segregation's bad, guys. Segregation's bad. And it's like, yeah, we all agree that, but if it's going to happen, then the form of malicious compliance is to do the thing that racists don't want you to do, which is own your shit, right? Segregation has never been about racist people just wanting black people and other non-white people away from them. Segregation has always been about saying white people have everything and you have nothing. That's why you have things like the Tulsa City Massacre, okay? Things like that don't happen if the only thing segregation is trying to accomplish is putting black people somewhere else. That's never been what segregation is about. Segregation is about saying, we have access to everything, you have access to nothing. And if you create your own things, we will take it from you. And so it's funny, the joke is that racist white people demanding a return for segregation would immediately lose their minds when there was a space that they were not allowed into. That's the joke.
Trump just brought back segregation. That's all that's on my FYP today. Be so for real right now. We are in 2025. Just stop with that freaking narrative. Just stop already. What's even worse is the amount of people that I'm seeing commenting that are like, yeah, good. I hope he brings it back. And most of those people do not look like me. Yeah, so I don't know why you would want that. Sounds pretty damn hateful to me. He did not bring back segregation. What he did is try to protect women and children in bathrooms. I don't see where that's a problem. I would prefer to not have to worry about being in a restroom with a man walking in. Just a thought. I do have a daughter. I'd like to know that she's safe when she's in there. So, yeah. Trump did not bring back segregation. He did not bring back racial segregation for those in the back.
It is 2025. What twilight zone am I living in? I am hearing that segregation is legal. The Civil Rights Act is still in place, right? But what does it mean that Trump signed that saying the segregation can now be legal? Does that mean the government is not going to back it? They're not going to back the civil rights? Nobody's got support? So help me God, if I come across a business and it says whites only, you best believe I will be on my heel, spinning around, and I will be out. All the strides that we have made in history to make it that we are equals, because we are equals. We are all human. I don't care the color of your skin. And one narcissistic, homophobic racist gets elected in, and we are to throw that all away. I'm to turn my back on my neighbor because they may be a different skin color. I'm to turn my back on my neighbor because they're different. They're different under your terms, your standards. For anybody this affects, I am deeply sorry. I am disturbed. I am truly disturbed that this is the world I live in. This is the world I'm raising my children in. And quite honestly, I'm embarrassed. Our country, our friends anywhere looking upon us and seeing you're basically not welcome unless you are white.
First of all, I think it's important to realize that no one has to comply, right? Just because they lift the segregation ban does not mean that you automatically have to put a whites only sign in front of your business. But also, I actually hope that POCs really lean into this, because white people in this country need to learn a lesson. And I say that as a white person. And I saw another creator point this out, but did you guys see the video of the girl who went into the bar wearing a MAGA hat, and immediately the owners were like, get the out. And she was like, but I'm white, I'm MAGA, you can't do this to me. And they were like, oh no, honey, you voted so that we could do exactly this to you. So get the okay. And then she posted the video on TikTok, fully expecting people to be like, oh my God, I can't believe they did that to you. And instead, people were giving the bar 5 stars. Because you found, and now you're gonna find out. And see, the first time segregation was in place, it didn't affect white people, right? Black people couldn't go to white businesses, but white people could still go to black businesses. But it's not the 1920s anymore. No, baby, it's 2025. So POCs absolutely have the right to say, sorry, can't come in here. And I hope they do. Do I want to hang out in places that are whites only? Absolutely not. Ew. But do I think that it would be to the benefit of the entire country for white people to feel some pain? Yeah. We're going to find out real quick just how much black culture they have stolen and they rely on in their daily lives, even though they don't want to admit it. Because when you're around, you find out.
You can't continue to let this go on. I can't continue to let this go on. We can't continue to let this go on. We cannot continue to walk around with our eyes shut and our ears closed. Okay? What is it going to take? We have come way too far to have society be set back 75 years. 75 years. What are we doing with these these executional or these executive orders removing policies that allow for segregation? What are we doing? Oh yes, it's government contractors. You know who those government contractors are? SpaceX, Tesla, Amazon probably. It's all a bunch of smoke and mirrors and all these MAGA folks falling for the okie doke. It has to stop. And in the latest news, guess who's overseeing the housing board? Oh yeah, Musk. Musk, along with his buddies, I think it's Plute, the head of Plute Homes. And now they're all buying up a bunch of stock because it's like $6 a pop. They're taking everything. They're taking everything. When in history have we had a president incite this amount of fear among so much of the country? I can't recall it in my lifetime. Yet Dems and Republicans have never really gotten along. Obviously, they're on different sides of the aisle. But society Society's divided. And for the people that continue to say it's just the Democrats who hate the Republicans and they don't want to see it's a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of brainwashed bullshit. And it's going to take some serious shit to go down for them to open their eyes. The thing I love about this TikTok platform is that we can continue to share and talk and communicate with each other on the things that are going on so that we can continue to create awareness. You may not want to hear it. I get it. But you need to be aware. Because I can tell you right now, if you search Republicans that regret their vote, you're going to see hundreds of thousands of videos. Check it out.
Do you regret your vote? Anyway, let me know what you think about this story of Donald Trump taking out laws that protect or that prevent segregation, and which has tracked the entire conversation of segregation coming back. Go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. But please, as always, keep it respectful. You're on this channel, we're allowed to disagree, but we'll do it in a very respectful way. So go ahead, feel free, share your thoughts, okay? No, for me personally, I feel like a lot of the white people that voted for Trump is the entire US. I feel like is literally going in flames because Donald Trump is just going to bring that country to zero. That man does not care for anybody but himself, but his business and all that. Not even the white people. Yes, and yes, is he a racist? Yes, Donald Trump don't like black people, and it is what it is. But as much as whatever law he's coming up with in the US or whatever executive orders that is taken to take out certain laws that have been in place for years, it's not for the intention to make for the goodness for America. Donald Trump is a businessman and is moving as such. He's making sure he gets what he needs to get out of, because he knows he barely has a couple of years left. He just got elected in January, and look at how much things he has changed and how much things he has moved already. So as white people, I know some white people are kumbayaing with him and like, oh yeah. You will learn. Because at this point now, it hasn't hit you. Whatever policy he's making has not hit you, but maybe eventually he will make the one that will hit you. Though I think segregation will, the black community will suffer in segregation. I feel like they are going to just find, like the other sister said, I feel like the segregation now will be different from if ever segregation ever happens or any businesses or organization decide to imply into it, is that they are going to find out, because it's really different this time. The other time, black people didn't have a voice. Black people didn't have the self-esteem we have now, the information we have now. Now it's different actually, because the kind of money, spaces, and power and influence we have in the black dollar, it is really strong. So I feel like they are going to find out, a lot of white people are going to find out that a lot of the things they enjoy actually comes from the black community. And for me, that I think that's one reason I'm like, let's see how this is going to play. Because I feel like it's not going to. That's actually Donald Trump is stuck in how many years ago. Things, all those implementation that works for white people back in the days, are not going to work at this age and time, because black people are not going to sit back and just allow it to go. But one thing I want to give to the black community in the US is the fact that nobody is protesting and all that. And like the other creator said, probably this could be a thing to trigger black people so that they can come out and protest, and then they'll pimp them, honestly. So my black brothers and sisters, look out for yourself. If you're a white person watching this video, let me know what you think about this segregation. Even the black ones, I want to know what you think about this segregation. There's going to be a part 2. The part 2 will be black people's response to it. So yeah, let me know what you think down in the comment section. Share your thoughts. Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. So go on and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push out my content for more people to see, and that'll be you supporting this channel and this girl here. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Do see.